Bonwick makes a dive. He's in the wrong position for this right-hander. Is he going to run around the outside? Let's watch. Goster back in fourth position, and Bonwick drives the outside, too wide. A couple of guys here shut their eyes, then it's all okay. They're through.
And Bobby, clean start from everybody, so credit to them for getting cleanly off the grid and making their way now up the mountain. And here we go with a move through around the outside. He's looking at it at the moment in the Gemini.
They might do a full lap side by side yet. Holden HQ versus Gemini. Let's see what happens, but it'll be interesting when they come around for the first time to see how many cars that Jamie Finesse coming from the rear of the field in car 59 has passed, and also Brett Holdsworth in car number 91. There he is. We just seen the back of the car, but looks like Bonwick's got the best of the little Gemini. The Gemini's got a 5-speed gearbox for this weekend, where the HQ's got 3-speed and drum brakes.
3-speed drum brakes as they make their way across the top of the mountain, and this is where they're going to start to need to use those brakes as they make their way through McPhillamy there, heading off under Brock's Skyline across the top of the mountain for the first time. Now, Bobby, how many laps are we anticipating for this one? They were doing around that 3-minute mark for the qualifying, so that's about 20. Take out maybe a lap for the fact that they've got to come in and make that pit stop.
I've worked it out, they'll lose 1 lap before, so I'll take 19 laps of racing.
Now, let's hope they stay green for all of that, because usually we end up with something happening during the event, and we end up with that safety car out there. But at the moment, this is looking very clean. And these two lead runners, Bobby, have got a bit of a gap from third and fourth, who have a bit of a gap from fifth and sixth.
Very experienced driver, Gary Bonwick, 3 times national champion, hasn't been off the podium for about 7 years, and been pursued by the little yellow and white Gemini from the Gold Coast. Of course, that's the Hinton brothers, and there's Chris Hinton at the moment with the go-karting signage across the back. Of course, that's another race driver's business of Cameron Wilson. But look at Gary Bonwick is now down the hill, has got away by about 15 car lengths, but under brakes the little Gemini catches up, and away they go. Righto, now we look back into third position. That is Kelleher. Then Johnny Agosta behind there. Hang on, what's the safety car doing there? Don't like the look of the BMW sitting out there where the lights go, so there's been an incident.
Yeah, sitting on Mountain Straight there at the moment, just waiting for our lead drivers to come round and complete lap 1. Haven't picked up any vision of that incident yet, but I'm sure we'll have that for you in just a moment. So here comes our lead driver, Bobby, down onto Pit Straight. Makes his way along Pit Straight.
Slowly.
The safety car flag is being waved there at the moment, so they've all slowed it down and will form up behind the safety car.
Terry Nightingale up there in 5th position in car number 88, so that's a good start by him. Tony Mahoney's there, car number 3, the car of Mickey McLeod and Grant Begg with the Coates Hire signage. But Terry Nightingale's picked up a couple of cars in that little bit of racing they've done on that first lap, so that's a good drive. I'm not sure whether it was Buckley or Nightingale.
Actually, Buckley was going to be starting, Tez told me yesterday, unless that plan has changed this morning, and Tez was going to be getting in when they made the stop. They were going to do the stop short, probably on the 5th lap, and then let Tez have the majority of laps.
Of course, the yellow flag out, that means no passing. Hold your position. 23, Mole comes into the pits, must have a problem, but we do not know why that safety car was sitting there at the moment.
And we have a third commentator joining us, Bobby, to call the HQ Holdens here and the Geminis at Mount Panorama.
That is for sure, guys, and it's absolutely fantastic here with the HQs. Jamie Finesse in the 59 car has passed 11 cars in that first lap, guys. Just counted all the cars behind him. Yes, Bob, it's David Amor up here, keeping you true and honest. And with the HQ Hondas, with Holdens, with the Kenda tyres, it's fantastic for this weekend.
Now you see the tilt tray on the track coming up, so there is someone parked in a no parking position, I would think. And there is no parking signs all the way around the track, but they still want to park there. Even the Porsches and the Ferraris were doing it, so if they can do it, the HQ can do it.
Yeah, Bathurst Regional Council, you can see the difference between the edges of the circuit. The grass at the edge of the circuit a lot greener than the grass around the rest of Mount Panorama, and that's because Bathurst Regional Council have had a water truck going around 12 hours each day for, I believe, the last week, making sure that they ended up with some greening of the verge there, because obviously they didn't want cars going off onto the dust that we've basically got sitting around other parts of Mount Panorama.
So I'd say there's been a bit of a shunt up there, because we see the medical car going around, but that's usually precaution. So it's not necessarily that someone has been hurt, but they've got to come and check out who it is.
Yeah, it looks like there's only one car there sitting off the tail of the field, so just one being retrieved, hopefully.
What car didn't go past this time on the timing?
Well, by the timing, 172 by the Gemini. We'll just have to see whether that's correct, Bob.
That's Nick Rangeley from the Gold Coast of Queensland driving the only four-door Gemini. If you have a look, most of the Geminis are two doors. But that car has been racing for many, many years, and it is a four-door Holden Gemini. And there's the car. The quickest Gemini at the moment is Chris Hinton. We see on the screen holding down second position. But don't rule out John Agosta. But like the way that Gary Bonwick got away the distance he did, I reckon he's going to take a bit of wheeling.
Yeah, certainly. But I think the Hintons are going to throw the challenge out well and truly. Obviously, they've both got advantages on different...
So I'd say that he picked up a few spots.
Yep.
And he's been involved, unfortunately, in the accident. But as we've just been told on our earphones, that car 172, the four-door Gemini, has rolled, and Benny Simpson has had a little incident with him, so we don't know anymore. So.
Yeah. About a 5-minute lap running around behind the safety car, so definitely dialed it all off. We're just waiting for a look at this. Here we go.
There's the replay.
Oh, and what a place for it to happen. Heading up the mountain. Just watching there, the Gemini. There you go. So, car 172 getting pushed up the mountain by a car 37, which really had nowhere to go, Bobby, as 172's drifted across the track, heading up through Reed Park there. So it's just that tight clip.
The green car is Brett Osborne, and he's actually come across onto the front of Rangeley and turned the car left into the wall. And, of course, Benny Simpson was following the wall around and had absolutely nowhere to go. And that's unfortunate, but I know that no one's going to be hurt there. That's the reason the Medicar went around. These are very safe motor cars. And
about 48 minutes to run. We've completed 2.5 laps, so they'll come around to complete their third lap. Bobby and I had forecast that they'd get 19 laps done at Mount Panorama. Well, that's changed. Probably heading down towards 16 or 17 now with the way that we've been held up with this safety car. But should go back racing this lap, Bobby, and get back underway.
Well, I hope they do get back racing. These guys have travelled a long, long way, and you know, a lot of preparation have gone into these cars, and it's terrible when you get a safety car situation. But it was a racing incident. It wasn't, there was no one you could blame for it. Like, everyone wants the same piece of real estate. And unfortunately, when you got, it wouldn't matter what sort of car it was only a small Gemini that come across and touched the HQ, but if it would have been another HQ, same result.
Guys, let's talk about the speed, how quick these cars have been in the past here at Mount Panorama. We're resurfaced. We've got a new patch of bitumen down there, but the car's a little bit slower than they have been in the past.
I think they'll nearly get to 300 this year, nearly with the new I think 300 kilometres now. No, I don't. 3-minute
laps is about what we're looking at in these things. The qualifying a little bit quicker than that yesterday.
Safety car's gone lights out.
Yeah, well, Gary Bonwick was the quickest yesterday, and he put in a 2:59. The record is held at 2:56 by Peter Holmes from South Australia. Different situation now. That was on avgas, higher compression engines, a whole lot. That record will never be beaten while the cars race under these, what the specifications of the car are. But as we come in now, we look to the screen and see safety cars gone. Gary Bonwick in car number 98 leads them on, hitting in second position in the little Gemini. The green flag is showing and they're back to racing. Straight away, Bonwick goes to about 4 car lengths straight away. And then back in third is David Kelleher in that very beautiful signage on that motor car. We've got no moves at the moment, but let's look for Jamie Finesse is the big mover coming from the rear of the field in car number 59. It is a lime green coloured car with black roof, black panels on the guards. So let's see how many he picks up, and I'm predicting he'll pick up plenty. David, shame about that, but that's racing, isn't it?
Yeah, well, it certainly is, and he might get the hard charger, Bob. You know, you just never know coming from the rear of the field. But there was a fair few cars that had a lot of repairs done to them yesterday afternoon and last night and early this morning just to top up. We've got a 1-hour race. It's nice, cool weather for this 1-hour race this morning. This afternoon's going to be a hell of a lot hotter, as we all know. But there we go. We've got Tony Maloney there on the outside there, and up the inside is the King car there. there of Buckley. Is Buckley in that car?
Yeah, they've just swapped positions, actually. We saw on the footage that they swapped positions heading into Griffin and then swapped again heading into the cutting there. So good dice happening between those two drivers. And Terry Nightingale, as we mentioned, will be hopping into car 88, currently in 5th place. So Buckley doing a good job of holding that position. And I'm sure Terry will be looking forward to jumping in the car. Now, obviously, the quickest to the top of the mountain has been Bonwick. And we'll have a look at the time that he's able to put in. Yesterday, as Bobby mentioned, a 2:59. Does he get down anywhere near that in race form? Now, car 88, Bobby, did have an engine change. Their best engine went yesterday, so they're on their second engine. And you've already talked about another of the cars onto a second engine. So that is a bit of a problem here at Mount Panorama, isn't it? The strain that you put on them and the fact that you test them pretty hard and then have to go to a second engine.
Well, the difference is, Phil, that some of the Queensland cars are tuned for the conditions in Queensland, and some of the Victorian cars are tuned for the conditions down there. We come here, totally different conditions, and they take a little while to get the mixture and everything right on the fuel.
Has been a bit hotter too here than they would have expected.
Look at the distance the little Gemini picks up. We've got our friend at the end here. He must own one of these back in England. One of these Vauxhalls, he calls it. But he hasn't taken his eyes off the... John, sit back, mate. Don't get so close. You'll end up... He hasn't taken his eyes off the little Gemini, but Bonwick straight away puts a gap, but under brakes. But the further this race goes, the closer the Geminis will get, because their brakes will hold out better. And, of course, they're running a 5-speed gearbox where they normally run a 4. They've allowed the cars to change to 5-speed to make them competitive. And a big move. Oh, 71. That is Warren Truan. And he said, mate, I'm going to do a bit of grass cutting here. But have a look at the paint scheme on car number 77, and that is the Starsky and Hutch paint car. We see it on screen now as I speak, and next to him is Beggs in McLeod in number 3, the Coates High car. But happy days, he loves Starsky and Hutch, and that's exactly as he's painted the car.
And Buckley's lost a position there, gone back one spot, and Bonwick with a 3-minute 2:1.65 lap. So also in the 3 minutes there, Bobby, is the Hinton car in second place, and the next two cars have done a 3:01, and then we go back to 3:05 for Maloney and Buckley. So the amount of overtaking that they've done as they've headed up the mount has taken a bit of speed out of those cars running in 5th, 6th and 7th.
No problem to the Osborne car, number 86, that was involved in the incident with the Gemini earlier. He's still up there and running 2 positions back from the Starsky and Hutch car. So any people that used to follow the Starsky and Hutch shows on TV start barracking for number 7.
That is for sure, guys. When you have just a bit of a look there, Osborne now is up into 9th position. The number 3 car got a very average coming out of turn 1 there, and as you can see there, 3 cars now behind Brett Osborne in the 86. But the HQ Holdens, the Kenda tyres, Bob, the Wade camshafts and all the rest, better suspension. It's a real good combination. It's affordable excitement, and anyone can go out there, boys or girls, get out there and have a fair nickel run in this class. And race all over Australia. You go to Bathurst, Phillip Island. What other category can you do that with, Bob?
We need another 50 female drivers. That's what we need, 901.
Do you?
Yeah.
Well, we can only try, mate. But Gary Bonwick, as you can see there, the HQ is slowly pulling away. Then the Gemini's got its quick bits through the track. It's real good. You know, Samson and Goliath, is it? You know, HQ versus the Gemini, or the Vauxhall, if that's what we call it.
The way it's going at the moment, Bonwick is going to end up under 3 minutes on this lap, or as I speak, Hinton quickest of a second timing line, 2:02.03. So we may end up with both of them getting under that 3-minute mark, Bobby, as we're seeing a replay here of car 71 heading off at the chase.
Yeah, that's Truan's car. Like, he's taken a bit of a shortcut there, and anyhow, gets back onto the track safely, no problem. You guys can see the timing monitor there. What times is John Agosket doing compared to Gary Bonwick?
At the moment, well, it was a 2:04 last lap versus a 2:02, so 2 seconds in it at the moment.
I actually predicted John Agosta to be the big threat to Gary Bonwick, but the way it looked at on the screen now, there's 100 metres difference between Bonwick and the blue number 41 of Johnny Agosta, previous winner here.
Now, coming around to complete 5 laps of Mount Panorama, so that means we'll have a situation where the pits are open. They can come in and make these pit stops, and the pit stops have to happen between lap 5 and lap 10, Bobby.
Yes. David, can you? I can't see them on it. Can you give us the top 10 there, please?
All right, the top 10 is Bonwick, Hilton, Kelleher, Augusta, Maloney, top 5. Then we've got Buckley, Carter, Wong, Osborne and McLeod rounding out the top 10, Bob.
And whereabouts is car 59 now with Jamie Finesse from the Toowoomba driver?
Mate, he's only up to 26, from 44 to 26. Magnificent.
Bit slow, isn't it? I thought he'd be further up.
Here we go. First of our stops we're seeing on screen, Augusta making the move there.
Johnny Augusta, of course, is a one-out driver in the blue number 41. He had to step out of the car, open the door, get back in, putting his belts back on now. The window net has been closed and he is ready to take off. So this is the guy that won here before. Oh, he stalled the car. Now it's up and running. Not sure of the situation there.
Yeah, had a bit of trouble with the window netting as we saw on screen. So only one car making its way into the pits this time around. And the last lap that we were talking about, Bonwick doing a 3-minute 0454. So he didn't quite get down under the 3-minute mark, but Hinton doing a 3-minute 3450. So as you've seen on screen, not much in it, but they're certainly spreading out at the moment on the track.
Let me tell you something about Gary Bonwick. He is that clever, that experienced. He will only run at 304 if he has to, if the cars aren't gaining. He's not going to go out and try and break the track record. He will just stay in front as much as he can.
A Gemini blocker, that's what his plan is.
And car 37, that's the Ben Simpson car.
So another car off the side of the track at the moment. Now, that does appear to be enough out of the way. Now, where are we talking about?
Turn 1, he's just gone straight up.
Hill corner up, okay. So made his way straight off the end of pit straight and will be enough out of the way, you'd think, there not to be a problem to the rest of the field. Shame he didn't go just that fraction further up, but yeah, you'd think that's safe enough there for everybody not to worry too much about Bobby.
Mechanical problem, that's why he's gone up there. You don't open the bonnet just when you overshoot the corner, do you?
No.
No, not normally, Bob, but you never know. He might be just giving it a quick service, get it ready for the next race.
Yeah, I noticed that car 37, Benny Simpson, is back on the track racing. I picked it up there a moment ago, that was involved with the Nick Rangley rollover, so that's great to see Benny Simpson, not too much damage to that beautiful old tough HQ.
Now, given we only had one car come in last lap for that mandatory pit stop, we may see a few of them making their way in, as at the moment, guys, we look at the screen and there is a little bit of a gap forming there between first and second.
What lap are we on?
Well, we've completed 5. We're coming around to complete lap 6 of Mount Panorama. We're believing the journey will be about 16. Now, does he make the stop? No. Does Hinton make the stop? No. He's continuing on. So at the moment, they're quite happy. They're going to split the race in 2 by the look of it. We're 22 minutes into it, which leaves us with 38 minutes to run here at Mount Panorama. Third place not coming in. Fourth place is coming in, and it looks like the other drivers are continuing on. So car 99 coming into the pits to make the stop, and that is the car of Maloney heading in at the moment. Now, we've got a couple of cars we can see in the background that are following him in. So that's about 6 or 7 cars have made their way in, Bobby, on this lap.
Whereabouts is car 91 with Brett Holdsworth, the Commodore Cup champion? How's he going? Picking any cars?
91 is in 36th position at the moment.
Okay, so the car's up and running with the borrowed engine from Jason Brooker. Thank you very kindly. And there's Truan in car 71. This is a very intriguing paint scheme on this car when you go and have a look at it. It's very different.
A couple of cars coming in from the tail of the field as well, 31 and 59. Now, here we are with Osborne on screen. So how's this change going? Very interesting when you've got to get out of the car, Bobby, and then get back into the car, because it's not that natural, is it, to fly out of the car, close the door, and then hop back in again?
The most difficult thing is you've got your helmet and your harness device on, and you can't see down to do your belt, so you've got to have someone there to actually click your belt in properly. But we noticed that there's a couple of moves going on back in the field now. Amongst them is one of the little Gemini, or the box balls, as we shall call them.
Okay, so at the moment, let's just recap once again our top 10.
All right, top 10, we've got Bonwick in the 98 car, with Gemini 116 with Hilton, Dave Kelleher, Carter, that's changed because the Augusta's come in, Buckley, 1-1. Magilton now is up into 7th position. Kenny Wright is up into 8th. McCrow, and then we've got French rounding out the top 10. So we've got one Gemini in the top 10. The next Gemini is 20th.
Yeah, big changes on the board because of the fact that we've had those pit stops made and a couple of drivers in our top 10 moving down the board at this point in time. Now, car 88 is the car of Buckley that we mentioned. They were going to come in on lap 5 as early as possible, but Buckley obviously is feeling Bobby pretty comfortable behind the wheel.
Yeah, this is Benny Simpson that was involved in the accident in car 37, the one of the cars with the Premier front on it. You notice the twin headlights. Not many of those around at the moment. But that's good to see that there was no major damage to car 37, and the trip from Queensland, he will be able to do all his laps at this stage. A guy that the guy I've got to give credit to is car 13. He started from position 13. Is Bruce French from Bribie Island, the other side of Brisbane. First time here and qualified 10th. Not a bad effort.
Race leaders, and look at the gap. You just saw that a moment ago. First to second, about 100 metres. Here we go with the stop. So we are going to see Hinton going into the lead this time round as our race leader Bonwick comes into the pits. Car 98. Boy, he's come through there pretty quickly. He's not messing around as he slows down now to get down to the speed that he's allowed to do inside pit straight there. And Hinton going through into the lead. And Hinton's done a 2:59.6, which is the quickest lap of the race. This becomes really important now. How quick can he be on this lap before he makes his stop? Because he may be able to make that move past Bonwick on the basis of the clear lap while Bonwick was making his stop.
He's going to go hell for leather in the little 116 Gemini, and that's not a bad time at 2:59 on the, what is it, 7th lap? Have we completed 7?
Yeah, completed 7.
Now we're starting to see the pits get a little bit busy now with them coming in. Of course, Bonwick is a one-out driver. So he only has to step out of the car, step back in, do his belt up, and on the road. There's no fueling, there's no wheel changing or anything like that we see with the bigger cars. It's just a driver change. Now Bonwick is back and coming as we look down pit row now. The car coming down on the left-hand side of pit row is Gary Bonwick. Interesting to see where he comes out. At the moment, there's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, about 12 cars in the pits.
Yeah, a dozen cars in the pits at the moment taking their stop. Just seen car 16 coming through underneath us, but there goes Bonwick back out, and it'll be very interesting to see what Hinton does on this lap, making his way around. Does he go quicker than his 2:59.6? Does it make enough of a difference to put him in front of Bonwick when they're both back on the same piece of real estate? So we'll keep an eye on that. And how far back do some of these guys end up dropping? Obviously, it all equalises as we get further through the race.
Yes, well, it certainly does, and that's for sure. Just having a look at it real quickly there on the split time for us, Bonwick's come out at 22 position. But the problem is, once we do another lap with cars coming in and coming back out again, he could be probably up into about 5th or 6th position.
Yep.
You've got to remember the HQ has towed the Gemini around. He's got the fastest laps, so don't be surprised. Bonwick on his 3rd lap back out of the pits will be into the 59s or even better. I reckon he's really, really smooth.
So he got held up a little while behind Boyle in the Gemini there for a second, but straight away going up the mountain, the HQ has pulled away from the 199 car. Gary Bonwick. Now, when Hinton comes in, that is Chris Hinton. He'll be handing over to his brother. They've done this event last year. They do a lot of racing in Queensland, so it'll be Dave Hinton jumping into the 116 car.
So let's watch 116 as he comes down. Is he going to make the stop now? Because he's got a few more laps to make that decision, believing that they're going to have the stop between lap 5 and lap 10. So they're coming around to complete lap 8. This is our race leader as he heads down into the chase at the moment. So let's wait and see if he's going to do it now, whether he's going to take a bite at a couple more laps, seeing if he can maintain the speed that he had on the last lap and utilise that to his advantage. Here we go. Yeah, the stop's happening.
He's in, of course. The Hinton boys are the son of Gary Hinton that raced the Highway Patrol Commodore here many years ago. And that was driven by Lester Smurden and Gary Hinton. So it's a family affair, but these two guys, you watch how quick they do their change if we get the cameras on their driver change. But it'd be interesting to see when they come out, where will Gary Bonwick be on the track compared to them? So that is going to be the interesting part. I just hope they come out pretty close to Gary Bonwick and that the race will be on.
Let's watch car 116 make the stop, and then let's see how it goes as far as real estate when they head out onto Mountain Straight and we end up with the dice between 1st and 2nd once again. So that stop happening for the Gemini. The driver change, you can see it happening on screen there. Driver out, next driver is in. and they'll be working on this stop as quickly as they can to hold position out there on the racetrack. And car 88 has also done a stop in 25th place at the moment. Here we go on to Murray, onto pit straight comes our race leader. And the Gemini is off and running, but no, we're going to see the situation resume back to normal, aren't we? And the Gemini, Bobby, has actually lost a great deal of time.
A lot of time. Gary Bonwick, they will not see him now. It is all over, believe me. Gary Bonwick, they were, oh, who was that? Is that Johnny Agosta?
Yep.
He used a bit of real estate there, so that was the blue 41 car of John Agosta that was off bringing up the dust. But the Gemini, the 116 Gemini of the Hinton brothers, has lost possibly 300 to 400 metres
easily
in their change. And Gary Bonwick in the black number 98 HQ has said, thank you very much. I'll see you back in the pits. Where is Jamie Finesse in car 59?
Just looking for him, mate, at the moment. As we go
31st place at the moment.
Yep. He's come in and done his, driver out, driver back in again, guys. Also, John Agosta, his pit stop was probably 6 to 8 seconds longer than what it should have been. Then he fell off on turn 1, or the whole corner, if you want to call it that. He has lost a lot of time as well. John is very, very quick. He's just got to be smooth, because if he didn't lose that, 6 to 8 seconds, I was saying, he would have been right behind Bonwick.
Yeah, but nearly every meeting, Johnny Agosta has trouble coming onto the main straight. He's had a couple of incidents with the wall.
Halfway through the race, guys, just clocked over 30 minutes. So we've got 30 minutes to run at Mount Panorama for the HQs before we get the 12-hour cars back out on track.
And at the moment, the top 10 are...
Away we go. We have got Kenny Wright, the Victorian, in a South Australian car. The only South Australian car there. First at the moment, we've got One Long, Beard, Craig Beard, that is. And Scott Cameron in the Subway car. We've got Baxter, and Bonwick is 5th. Then we've got Graham Francis, Gray, Agosta, Robinson, and then we've got Hilton, the Gemini, the 116.
Okay, here's a replay coming up for you of some of the action there at the chase. Good spot to be. Now, that's car 88.
Buckley.
And Buckley, now we're not sure whether it is Nightingale in the car, because we're still seeing Buckley being shown. So whether Tez actually started, because there were quick laps being put in by the 88 at the start of the race. And at the moment, car 88 is being shown a bit further down the board. They've actually dropped a few positions. And at the moment, I'm just looking to pick them up. They're in 18th place.
And unfortunately, in the pits at the moment, Brett Holsworth just stepped out of the Immaculate Iron Farmers number 91, the car that's all the way from Rockhampton in Queensland. And they've got the bonnet up and looking at this engine that has kindly been loaned by Jason Booker. So I hope it's not a major problem, but I don't like the look of the thing. And Ian Mundell standing back, waiting to get into the car. Brett took off in the car, but gee, isn't motor racing cruel at times?
Now, Wright and One Lum and Baxter, who had their moments in the sun, sitting out there in first, second and third places for just a brief moment, they've chosen to make their pit stops and are heading in, so they'll be dropping down the board as well. A couple of drivers making their stops. Car 85 coming in at the moment to make a stop, and as we watch, this will start to equalise the board for us, and we'll see our race leaders heading up toward the top of the board again. Bonwick at the moment being shown in 5th place, as here we go again with a replay of a huge lock up there at the chase, Bobby, for car 99.
Tony Maloney from Victoria, very, very capable driver, of course, and looks like right on his tail is the Starsky and Hutch car of Johnny Happy Days Carter from the Gold Coast, number 7. Law, a little bit of lock up of brakes again there. I noticed Carter trying around the outside there a couple of laps ago, so 88 and 78. They're having a great old battle out there. That is Novak, and we're not sure who is in 88, but I nearly say it's Buckley.
You reckon by the driving style?
Yeah, I think so.
All right, now, guys, interesting thing, the Subway car of Scott and Beard there, the number 11 car, now is in the lead at the very moment. But everything is changing. This is the last lap coming around, guys. This is when they lock the pits up, because the final lap of the driver changes and all that, so everyone has to be done. Then all of a sudden we'll start getting back to where we are. 3 wide, that's how you do it.
That's
3 wide.
That's HQ racing.
Only 2 cars haven't done their pit stop, so we're just waiting for those to be completed. At the moment, our race leader hasn't done his stop. That is Baird in car 11. And when you go further down the field, we have Chesterfield, who's in 24th place at the moment, who hasn't made a stop. Actually, it might be 4 of them at the moment that haven't made a stop, so we'll keep an eye out for that. Now, we we are going to see, as the board changes here, Bonwick's going to be in front from Augusta and Hinton. So Hinton's dropped back into third place.
Yeah, and big move then by Benny Simpson. He was 3 wide, then went to the front, left him 3 wide to 3 cars behind him, and 3 wide through turn 2.
Not a problem, Bob, you know that. Not a problem, mate.
The dude's not out there.
No, thank God for that. So as we go up over the top, as you can see, Bonwick, when we come around, will definitely be first. Augusta will be second. Like you said, keep an eye on Augusta. The problem is with Augusta, he made a very average pit stop, in and out for that one driver. That will cost him.
Hinton,
That will cost him. We've got 6, maybe 7 laps to go. So this will be quite interesting. Our times have gone back to a 3:02 because there's a fair bit of fighting out there at the moment, clean fighting.
Yeah, no, this is the subway car, number 11. That is the Baird. Of course, that is Craig Baird, who's running in the big race.
Yep, pitting from the lead at the moment.
Baird, God, he's driven some cars this time, hasn't he? And what a great driver. I actually called the race last year, the GT cars at the Clipsal 500, when he won in the Mercedes, the Erebus car. He won both races, and of course his co-driver was Christian Klein, who ran second in both races, but actually broke the track record at the Clipsal. And the car that you look at, I've mentioned before, the Benny Simpson number 37, I think is one of the only cars out there with a Premier front on it, the twin headlights. So don't bend it, they're very hard to find.
10 laps complete at Mount Panorama, and we can tell you that on lap 10, Bonwick has done a 2:59.5. That's the quickest lap of the race.
That's Furness in problems over against the wall. So what's the trouble with car 59? He's got it up and running again. That car has stopped, but he's got it up and moving. Can't tell you what the problem was. They were having problems with it cutting out yesterday. Yeah. Come into the pits a few times.
Certainly did. Well, then they had a gearbox problem and things like that. He was up into 34th position, but Neil has fallen right back again, Bob. So it'll be very, very interesting. We've got another race this afternoon. But you've got to remember, Craig Beard, mate, is in the big race today, this morning and this afternoon. Big 1 hour races for HQ Holdings.
Yeah, when he just stepped out of that car, I seen the Ferrari signage on the back of his driving suit. It was definitely Craig Baird that was out there earlier. I walked down through the pits this morning. He said the car was a little bit short of sting yesterday, so whether they could find a little bit more pep out of the car, I'm not sure. Oh, big slide.
How about how deep he went into Murray's in car 13, and then we've just seen a huge slide as he made his way through a hill corner there. So car 13 at the moment is really on it, and he is looking to hold off the 3 that are behind him there at the moment. And you can see a nice attack that's happening on the back of car 13. Can he do anything about it as they head into the Griffin's Bend there? And just recapping again, that Bonwick did a 2:59.5342, quickest lap of the race. That was on lap 10. We're expecting the journey. There you go. There's 59 sitting off the track. So he's been able to move himself into a position where he's not going to affect what's happening here at Mount Panorama at the moment. And Augusta sitting in second place. Now, this could develop into the dice potentially with Hinton now out in pursuit of Augusta. Will we see a change in the order there? Or at the moment, they're pretty well spaced out. 8 seconds between first and second, and nearly 12 seconds between second and third.
The car 13 on the track are very interested. Onlooker behind me, who is about to start her racing career, is the one that done the signage on the car. She is a sign writer by trade, and she done a very nice job on that car. And Bruce French from Bribie Island, north of Brisbane in Queensland, is doing a great job. That's on screen now with the green stripe down the bonnet. Doing a great job. And next to him it's, the commentator's curse. And Pilkington straight around the outside of him. How many times has Kieran Pilkington raced here? That's him in the car.
Now, we're sure to see a replay of that, Bobby. That was a very scary moment at the top of the mountain, and fortunately got away with that. So you gave the car signage a rap, the driver a rap, the person who did the sign writing a rap, and then the drivers backed that up with putting it out into the gravel there off McPhillamy heading off Brock's Skyline.
I think, guys, he was showing off. We were talking about it.
Can he hear us?
I think he can. Top 10. Bonwick, Augusta, Hilton, Truan. That's Warren Truan in the top 4. Callagher, Tony Maloney. Then we've got Carter, Osborne, Beard, Andrew Magilton. So there's our top 10, and those guys are doing 203s or better.
Don't know that he would have heard us there. 87.8 is the frequency that people can listen to around the track. But of course, these cars predated FM radio, so may not have an FM radio in the vehicle.
I think you're going to have to correct David on something. I think it might be a 303, not a 203 they're doing.
Well, mate, it sounded good, didn't it? At least someone noticed. But, mate, it's absolutely fantastic. You can see there, you can see the replay. Mate, I think he was actually had a smile wider than yours, Bob.
I'll tell you one thing, there's only two people who know how Bruce French feels, and that's his laundry man himself. Oh, big move up the inside and spins it. Around he goes, 96. Oh, bad move there, bad move, but going to get back onto the track and up and running again.
Yeah, just a love tap, mate, there. Brock Mitchell.
Yeah, the young guy. He's only been racing, this is his first season, comes from Toowoomba in Queensland and been coached by Gary Bonwick.
Yeah, dropped him down into 19th place, that spin, so he's going to be definitely out to get back to the guys who were involved with him at that point in time as he came down through Murray's. Now, we're 40 minutes through, just approaching that mark at the moment. Here comes the replay, Bobby.
Young Brock Mitchell. And he tries on his... Gary Begg comes from the same town in car number 3. Oh, they'll have something to talk about.
Oh, mate, it's only a love tap, Bob, as you know. Baxter's there, little John Baxter, the 51 car. He blew an engine yesterday, put Old Faithful in, and he's slowly coming through. So he's not doing too bad at the moment in 21st position.
Now, Hinton's just done the quickest time up the mountain, but unfortunately he's a long way at the moment behind Augusta, so I don't think he can do too much about that. Now, here we go. We've got 20 minutes to go in the race, 40 minutes complete. We've had the one safety car, which was very early in this particular event. They've completed 11 laps of Mount Panorama, so it looks like we'll be getting somewhere around 16, 17 laps complete, which is great that we're going to be able to run that for so long.
Yeah, that is for sure. When we have a bit of a look at it and all the rest, we've got some pretty close racing right through the field of HQ Holdens, brought to you by Dale Ute, of course, who's our rep for the HQ Holdens. Kenda Tyres, you want a half-decent tyre, probably go see Kenda Tyres, Pettis suspension, Wade camshafts. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, it's a 3-speed Holden 355. They do 6,100 revs down in the Caltex Chase. They hold them flat out. So it's a really good combination with the HQ Holdens. I've been doing it for 26 years. The category is almost 26 and a half years old. And it was brought to us from Tasmania, a round table in a pub. We want to have some excitement, we want to have some cheap racing, and Cam's thought it wouldn't last. Now we're up to 26 plus years, and have a look how close they are. There's some cars out there, over half the field, the cars look better than when they were brand new.
We've just seen Bonwick come through Vision. We had Bonwick coming through, and now we've got Augusta on screen to get a look of him as he's completed 12 laps here at Mount Panorama. And as we speak, we've got a new fastest lap for car 99, Bobby, at 2:59.07.67.
Tony Maloney from Victoria, but John Augusta once again brought the dirt up coming onto the main straight. He loves getting over near that wall. Whereabouts is car number 7? Happy days in the Starsky and Hutch car.
All right, we're looking for it.
7th place at the moment, which is appropriate.
Car 7 in position 7. Car 13 started from position 13. Bruce French that we give a bib rack to earlier, but there's Bonwick on screen, and 98G prepares his cars nicely. He is one of the best spray painters around, Gary Bonwick. A lot of the guys get him to do their work, and he does a magnificent job, but can't he drive? Like, I remember at Lakeside in Queensland, I had run second in the club championship, so I was entitled to have number 2 on my car. My old number was 99. Gary came to me and said, my dad raced with 99. Can I have the number? And I said, you certainly can, mate. And Gary went to 99, but he only had it for 1 year, then he had number 1.
Now, talking about 99, the best dice on track at the moment is between the cars in position 6 and 7, 99 Maloney and number 7 Carter that we've just been referring to. Only about a third of a second between those two cars at the moment on track. As again, we pick up our race leader, car number 98, Bonwick at the moment, who has completed 12 laps of Mount Panorama. And quickest to the first timing line has been Augusta this time around. around. So maybe he's on a quick lap at the moment. And as we mentioned, the 2:59.07 is the quickest lap of the race so far. And that was car number 99, Maloney. As we pick up again our race leader, Bonwick, heading down the mountain.
Yeah, you might wonder why I'm taking an interest in car number 7, but Johnny Carter's only in his 3rd season, and last year I stepped in and started giving him a few little hints and that, and he went and took the championship out in Queensland, so he has improved out of sight. He owns Carter Automotive at Tweed Heads. He's got a rent-a-car business there, one of the happiest, funniest guys you could ever meet, and he's driving very well, and it's great to see that he comes to the Mount Panorama and puts on a great show. But he's got a bit of experience against him with Tony Maloney if he's dicing with him. He's been around for a couple of days.
He certainly has, the wild cannon of Maloney, that is for sure. Having a look there between first and second, we've got Bonwick and Acosta. It's 8.6 seconds. That is around about 650, 700 metres. The gap is there, guys. We have a bit of a look. That is almost 3/4 of this front straight here. So Acosta's just got to keep it on the black stuff. That's the fast stuff, Bob.
Give me the distance, the time distance between first and second and third, please.
Yeah, at the moment it's 8.5 seconds and 11 seconds. The gap that we want to watch is 3rd to 4th. At the moment, that's down to 2.7. So there might be a little bit of a dice going on for that last step on the podium. At the moment, Hinton holds it from Trewin.
Isn't it a great battle here? The guy I'm interested in, Johnny Carter, in a great battle between the two Victorians in David Kelleher and Maloney. So he's going to learn a lot. He is going to learn a lot being involved in these couple of guys. He's sitting in behind the 99 car Maloney at the moment. The red car is Happy Days in the Starsky and Hutch painted car. Not hard to pick him out, but right on his back is Kelleher. Now, Kelleher went very well here last year, if my memory serves me correct. But Happy Days, has he got enough sting to get up the inside? He's got a good run coming out. I think he's going to pull it off. He might get past Maloney. He's got the run, and yes, he turns into turn 2. And Happy Days has got the best of the two Victoria. Oh, Maloney run very wide then. Ooh, he was saying, no, don't hit the wall there. So car 7 now moves into what position there, David?
Car 7 is in 6th position.
So he's picked up one spot.
Yep. Yeah, moved up into 5th position. And these guys are going to be slowing each other down. 4th place is only 2.5 seconds up the road. But with these guys racing one another for 5th, 6th and 7th at the moment, we're going to see them probably dropping back a little bit from that battle for 4th. Actually, as I speak, they've lost probably half a second or a second on 4th place.
C59 still running there. I'm sure I picked up the car of Jamie Finesse, the colour scheme, the Dayglow green and black car. He had a problem earlier, but looks like he's back running. But this is the best battle on the field at the moment. The 3 cars, Queensland versus the 2 Victorians. The 2 Victorians are in car 99 and 92.
Certainly are. You can see Warren Trewin on that lap has lost 1.5 seconds to that, that 3rd place getters. So that gap is definitely widened now. We're down to well, there you go, 13, just over 13.5 seconds, 13.5 minutes to go. So we put that in round turn figures, 4 laps.
Yeah, 13 laps completed Mount Panorama. Now, car 88, Buckley behind the wheel at the moment. Terry Nightingale will be hoping that he can pick up one position. At the moment, they're in 11th place, and Tez would love a top 10 finish here at Mount Panorama in his first race on the racetrack that he grew up at. At the moment, that is 3.5 seconds they're going to have to pick up to get into the top 10.
And on the screen, the battle still goes on between Queensland versus the 2 Victorians. The Victorians are going to have their own battle. Maloney lost a spot. He was up behind Happy Days, and then he run wide, and Kelleher went through, said, thank you very much for allowing me so much room. But now Kelleher's right on the back bumper bar of the Happy Days, locks up the inside left wheel, throws it in after the end of the chase, around into the right-hander to come down under the bridge, and then Happy Days. Starsky and Hutch doing a great job out there. He'll be smiling like you wouldn't believe. Can you please tell me where car 13 at the moment is on the track? The other Queenslander in Bruce French.
13 is 16th. He's gone back a couple of positions, so he might be getting a bit tired, or his car's starting to go off a little bit, Bob.
I think he might frighten himself a bit on the top with that little bit of an off.
Well, here we go, guys. We'll round it right out here. Bonwick, Acosta, Hilton, Trewin, Carter running out top 5. Then we've got Keller, Maloney, Osborne, Cameron, and then Buckley out the top 10. Then we've got Magilton, Junior Green, Lynn Scott, Pilkington's all the way back to 14th, and then we've got Simpson running out top 15. We'll just go to the 20. French, Beggs, Spray, Milligan and Mike George, number 20.
Okay, now here we go.
20.
Quickest lap of the race. Pilkington, I was watching him as he was coming around on that lap. Quickest at the first timing line, then the second. He's just knocked in a 2:58.6415, so that's the quickest lap of the race. And Pilkington is in the middle of a heap of company at the moment. He's lying in 14th place, but at the moment it looks like he could pick up another 3 or 4 positions. We've been talking about Buckley as well being in 11th place, and the fact that Terry Nightingale would love him to be in 10th, and he has made that move into 10th place in car 88.
This battle is unbelievable. Kelleher run wide in turn 1. Then he got past Happy Days. So Carter is now behind Kelleher, about 5 car lengths further back to Tony Mahone. This is a best battle in the race at the moment. But will Happy Days in car 7 pick up the car number 92 of Kelleher, a beautifully prepared motor car? And Happy Days, if you have a look at the bonnet, it's got the big smile on it, and that's him all the time. But a great drive.
Bob, just having a look at this, Pinkleton, you know, in the number 15 car, he's gone 4 seconds faster that lap than he has all day.
Who was that?
Pilkington, sorry.
Kieran Pilkington.
They were doing 302s.
Yeah, how about that? He's just moved up. I mentioned he was in 14th place. He's just gone past 3 drivers. He's up into 11th place now, looking to crack a spot in the top 10. The dice is on track that are great to watch at the moment. The one on screen that we are watching, and the race also back at 11th, 12th, 13th, 14th is a great dice. Actually, all the way back to 15th at the moment is a great dice on track. And the number of cars that have done a time better than 3, as we see car 57 coming off the circuit on the way up the mountain. At the moment, we've got 5 drivers have done under a 3-minute lap here at Mount Panorama in this race as we hit 10 minutes and 15 seconds to go.
That's a Camilleri and Tunks car, the car 57 that's pulled off, and they may be going back into the winery where we had the great function last night, so maybe he's gone back in for another drink. Not sure.
Did you get there, Bob? Did you? I was working on cars until 9:30. Mate, the engine's still going in that car. It might be a gearbox issue, Bob, because the engine's still running. You can see the heaps of fuel, the BP Ultimate fuel pouring out of it.
Is 91 still going or withdrawn? They're having problems with the bonnet up here and under our commentary box a little while ago when Brett Holdsworth come in. So is it still on the track or not?
No, 91's in the pits where we are.
Okay, mate. But this battle, there, that is Camilleri stepping out of the car, I think.
No, that's Tunksy, mate.
Tunksy, is it? Yep.
You can tell by the suit, okay?
Yeah, right.
Let's recap the board as far as first, second, third goes at the moment. Bonwick, we mentioned, had a good lead. It currently sits at 10.3 seconds. Agosta has a 15-second lead over Hinton at the moment in the Gemini. So it looks like that'll be 1, 2, 3, how they're going to finish. We had been talking about car 71 and car 92 moving forward. They will be keen on getting into that 4th place if they can, but they've only got 9 minutes to do it. And at the moment, they're at least 3.5 seconds back from that 3rd position on the podium.
I'm just trying to, can you give me a bit of a clue of who'd be the hard charger out of this race? Furness is out. Yep. So let's go back through them.
It's going to be very interesting, Bob, because yeah, there's a fair few that have not finished or still in the pits and things like that. It's going to be very, very interesting to see who is in there, but it's going to be tight.
Car 69, whereabouts are they now? I've got a little bit of an interest in this car. It is the last car I ever raced here.
All right, mate. Well, 60's not in the top 35.
No, they're having engine problems yesterday, and I think they've done a gearbox and a few other problems, and that's a shame from them, their first time here. But we can't take it away from Gary Bonwick. What a great drive.
71 and 7, Bob. Sorry, up over the top. 7 now is in front of Truant. Truant's got problems. The 71 car, I don't want to say it, but your love child is coming down over the top there. And number 7 now is in front of Truant into 5th position.
What a great drive. I think Johnny Carter might get the hard charge award here. He's absolutely amazed me. The way this guy's improved in the last 12 months is just unbelievable. But you couldn't wish a nicer guy the luck he's having. But look at this. He locks it up again. When the car gets the weight off that left-hand inside wheel, a little bit of smoke, but there wouldn't be too much flat spotting going on there. It's only a skim. But now he has got to pick up the car number 92 of David Kelleher. Now, Kelleher, how many times have he raced here?
Kelleher, this is his 4th time. Him and John Agosta are teammates, and they always travel interstate together. It's fantastic. They've got a pretty good crew and everything else like that. But just having a bit of a look here, this will be quite interesting. number 7, he's only gone up 4 positions, so he won't get the hard charger at the moment. Osborne, yes, he's gone up 5 positions. This will be very interesting and very tight. The Cameron car there, the Subway car, number 11, is into 9th position, so they'll be pretty happy after starting. I think they started 20th.
Now let's keep an eye on the board, because Hinton may do the quickest lap of the race. He's done a 2:01.08 to the second timing line. He's just about to go through now. No, he didn't manage to improve on his quickest lap of the race. So the quickest lap of the race for a number of the drivers is being put in at the moment as the fuel load is starting to come down. We can see that the top 5 cars have all done better than a 3-minute lap, and we've got 7 or 8 drivers now who have done better than a 3-minute lap. At the moment on the lead lap we have 26 drivers, and 1 lap down we have 8 drivers with 6 minutes to go.
This is a great battle. Happy Days is now right on the tail of Kelleher.
You see Keller, he's giving the wave. Push, push, push.
Yeah, but Happy Days is getting the slipstream up there. Will he pull out and have a go? Look for the red car, number 7 behind Kelleher. He's picked up 10 car lengths in the last quarter of a lap. So is Kelleher starting to go off, or is Happy Days? He threw a bit of a slide through there, so he's lost a car length or 2 there. He's starting to get real excited, our good mate Happy Days. But this is the battle. Maloney was in there for a little while in 99. He's been left away. But look at Kelleher. Up the hill, he's starting to pull away a bit. So that's his quickest part of the track. Up the hill, he's the quickest. Down the hill is Happy Days.
Battle for 4th and 5th. That's what we're watching on screen at the moment. Pilkington has moved up into 10th place, and Buckley in car 88 that he's sharing with Terry Nightingale has dropped down into 12th. So it looks like they won't be getting a top 10 finish with just 5 minutes left on the clock.
5 minutes, yeah. You're listening for, is that a rattle I can hear in the car? Is that something starting to run?
There's a stack of rattles in the car that they've got to worry about at the moment.
Roughly, guys, we're the 98 car, the car that's leading at the moment. I think we've got 2 more laps. That's what I worked out roughly. I've got my fingers going. They seem to be there.
That'd be 18 laps of Mount Panorama, so they've done well, given the safety car that we had earlier, and some very clean racing, Bobby, since that time.
The racing has been very good. They've been giving each other plenty of room, treating each other with a bit of respect. Unfortunately, we had the incident earlier that we lost a couple of laps, but it was a straight-out racing incident, something you can't help when there's 44 cars out there and they all want the same piece of real estate. But it was a shame to see Jamie Finesse go out in car 57 when he had a problem. But he had a problem yesterday, but I'm sure they'll rectify it for the next race. And once again, he'll have to come from the rear of the field, so you'll get used to passing cars.
Oh, that is for sure, Bob, and he's in car 59, just to put you straight.
57,
All right, Baxter.
I said, didn't I?
Yeah, that's it, mate. I got one back at you. Baxter's doing extremely well with Mike George there's a pretty big on screen at the moment. They are a very, very tight-knit little group there, and throw a glove over them. Whoa, Costa.
Car 43, this is 2nd place that we're seeing on screen at the moment.
That's an engine.
Yep.
Engine has let go in the very quick number 41, so he may have pushed it just a little bit hard.
Well, let's just have a look. We've got the replay.
Yep.
Whoa, there she goes. There she goes, mate.
That'd be oil on the track coming out. That's why he's lost the tail of it there. So that is definitely serious.
Yeah.
This will be interesting because the leader and all the rest have to go past that.
Oh, and we've got a car in the sand as well at Murray's there. So he's bogged. So 2 cars down here on pit straight at the moment. Hill Corner is where we're seeing at the moment.
That's the South Australian car, guys. South Australian car number 9. That's the Kenny Wright and his young mate there. That definitely looks like number 9, Bob.
Lynn Scott.
Yeah,
3 minutes to go in the race. So are they going to leave this green and let them race through to the finish?
Of course they will.
They got yellow before it and the green here, so there's going to be no red flag.
Brilliant.
So the guys will have to be a little bit cautious coming in onto the main straight of that car parked over there. The driver's out by the look of it standing behind. I think I can see a helmet there amongst the people.
Yep, yeah, good eyesight, Bob.
Okay, so the top 5 cars have all done 259s. Then we've got Pilkington, who's done a 258.6, and Pilkington has moved forward 1 more position in car 15. He's up into 9th place at the moment. Doesn't look like he'll be able to do anything about 8th place, though, because he lies 6 seconds back at this point in time. A couple other changes may happen in the top 10. Got a few drivers who are fairly close at the moment. It looks like Maloney and Truan could be having a bit of a dice on track as well.
So that's showing the oil dripping out of the car. So I'd say he's most likely put a leg out of bed. as we call it in...
He's got to be careful lifting that bonnet, mate. Too much air get in there. She'll be a shish kebab very, very quickly, the 41 car.
If there's oil all over the exhaust system, and that, as you said, it's only going to fan it, and he's really keen. Looks like there may be a bit of a fire. I think he's pointing to the fire extinguisher. Please get exactly right, and that would be oil on the hot exhaust system.
Yeah. What a shame. After such a great drive, drove himself up into second place, well and truly held that, and Hinton now is in second place in car 116 as we see our race leader coming down the track. Now this will complete 18 laps of Mount Panorama, and then he'll head around on his 19th to finish this event.
What time's Gary Bonwick doing at the moment? What was his last time?
The fastest lap's 2:59.
No, what was his last lap?
Still waiting on it, mate. It hasn't quite come through. The screen's just changed at the moment.
I'd say he's backed it off.
Yeah, no, he certainly dialed it off. He, at the moment, has a lead of 25 seconds over Hinton. So he can take a parade lap around Mount Panorama, give the fans a bit of a wave as he completes the win here in this first race of our support programs.
Not very often you see 25 seconds in a HQ race from first to second, I'm going to show you.
There he is, ladies and gentlemen, up the front straight for the final time. The 98 car of Bonwick. This will be the final lap. It's a timed race. It's 1 hour. We got 1:01 to go. This will be interesting.
Okay, car 7 we're seeing on screen there at the moment. In fourth place at the moment, Carter.
That's the battle he's been having, Carter and Kelleher. Kelleher 92, Carter on the outside. What's Kelleher going to do? Give him any room? He said, like heck.
And this battle matters now. They're racing for third place because we lost second place.
Do you think they're going to give each other any room on this last lap? No way in the world. But Kelleher, more experienced than Johnny Carter, but Johnny Carter doing a fantastic job to be in the position he is with the, only third season, only been racing in Queensland at Lakeside, Queensland Raceway and Morgan Park, Warwick. And nice guys, I've said before. Shame to see that car park there of Tunks's, but that's motor racing. So up the hill, Johnny Carter getting the draft. Can he get a little bit closer? He'll try anything. He's not frightened to run around the outside either, John Carter. But there he is, he's gaining. But over the top of the mountain in the past, Kelleher has been the quicker driver.
He certainly has, right? We've got a real fight, a ding-dong battle for third and fourth. Have a look where fifth and sixth is. They are just as close. Yeah. Truan and also Maloney. If it just goes back a fraction, you'll see it. We've got a race and a race and a race.
And there goes second place. We saw the Gemini go through.
Yep.
And in the background, we've got the battle for third and fourth, car 92 and car 7. So it's going to be a great finish that we're going to see here, because second should go through in second place, and then we'll have these guys deciding who is third and gets on the podium for this one.
I'm going to make a prediction that Johnny Carter's only place where he'll be able to have a go at Kelleher will be coming onto the main straight for the last time. That's where he will have a go. I think that Kelleher's too quick over the top of the mountain, as we can see now, 3 or 4 car lengths, and we believe the checkered flag will be coming out on this time round. And of course the cameras once again go back to this battle. It's been going on for quite some time, possibly 15 laps. Kelleher, Carter and Maloney was in there for a while. He's been dropped off, but now they're catching up with some lap traffic. This could come into Carter, or Carter will be watching. Will this car block him a little bit? Kelleher walk behind, right on his tail now is Johnny Carter. This has been the closest he's been, coming over the top of the mountain, around the outside of the other car. The other car give him plenty of room. Kelleher still there. Carter right on his tail this time. I think he'll pull him off coming down through Caltech's chase, because Carter has not been this close to Kelleher when they've come onto Conrod Straight.
Got to remember, Bob, we've got a yellow flag coming into Murray's corner, so no one could pass there. So this will be interesting. Coming into Caltech's chase, coming out of it, who's got to be in front?
Okay, race leader through the chase. We get a quick shot of him as he makes his way down into Murray's. He will end up taking this out. Bonwick, a good win here at Mount Panorama. Then you can bet we're going back to the dice that's happening between second and third. So he takes the left-hander. Well done to Bonwick in car 98. Takes it out. He was our pole position man, and car 98 wins. Now, what's happening between second and third? Actually, third and fourth. Second should be Hinton coming through shortly. Here comes Hinton in car 116. We see him take the left-hander, and right behind him, we'll see a couple of cars having a dice. Car 7 coming through. Now, where is Kelleher?
Where's Kelleher gone to? Well, Kelleher, there he is there. He's dropped 2 places.
So he's had a problem heading into the chase there, and we've ended up with Carter into third place. Now, potentially we might have some vision of that coming our way in just a moment. So completed 19 laps of Mount Panorama. The quickest lap was put in by Pilkington, who is about to finish into 8th place, potentially 7th, depending on what he's been able to do in this last lap. Here they come, a number of cars finishing now, and we should see
Pilkington there in 15.
He's going to finish in 8th place, so well done there. Quickest lap of the race at 2:58.6415.
Terry Nightingale was in 88, was on screen then, Phil.
Yeah, 88 has finished in 12th place. Buckley shown being behind the wheel at the moment. I think Tez may well have done those first few laps, and Terry will be joining us in commentary with Gary O'Brien for our other support classes once we get them underway.
2 Queenslanders go past in Beggs in number 3, and of course the Bruce French car, the number 13 car, which is a very respectable drive. But the only thing you could say about Gary Bonwick, was an immaculate drive.
Okay, some highlights coming up for us. And here we go with the start. 1 and 2, Bonwick and Hinton. And Hinton got a great start and managed to take the lead at Hell Corner as they made their way up the mountain the first time. Now, then we ended up with the incident, Bobby.
There it goes, the little touch between the green HQ Holden and Nick Rangeley in the Gemini. Gemini come out worse. There's Truan running off the track now, cutting across, comes back onto the track without causing any problems. Got away with that pretty good. Here's another big move by that's the Buckley car, the 88. We believe that Terry Nightingale was driving it then. There goes Bruce French. I bet his underwheel would be in nice order. Oh, another good
the spin down the bottom of the circuit here for car 96.
Yeah, Brock Mitchell and Gary Beggs come together there. This is the young guy. He's only about 17, this young kid in 96, been trained by Gary Bonwick. Here's Happy Days in the Starsky and Hutch car, having that great battle earlier with the Kelleher car, who we got the best of in the finish. That's car 92. Johnny Agosta blows an engine. Oh, that is a shame. A nice guy, John Agosta, and a very capable driver, but that the end of his race.
Yeah, out of second place, and then we see our race winner, car 98, as he comes down to get the checkered flag and take out the event. So he took pole position, quick time yesterday. He was the only one under 3 minutes in qualifying, and has done a great job to take out the race, and you can bet he's pretty pleased with that.
I would not know how many races Gary Bonwick has won in a HQ Holden.
Okay, well, we've seen plenty happen here at Mount Panorama. First, second and third, Bonwick, Hinton and Carter. And right now we're going to go down and catch up with Boydo, who hopefully is going to catch up with our race winner.
Yeah, Gary Bonwick's down here with me now. Gary, I know you've taken so many titles over the years, but it must be special to win here at Mount Panorama.
Yeah, that's a special feeling. So we've worked pretty hard on it for the last 3 months getting it ready. So yeah, really good to have a win. It's great.
I suppose in the early part of that race you would have been a little bit worried too, because those Gemini started to pull away going up Mountain Straight, which you don't see very often, do you?
No, I couldn't shake him off. I had nothing left and thought, oh man, if he stays there, he's going to give it to me in the last 10 laps of that race. But anyway, I must have got a gap on him in the driver change or something, and anyway, got away from him, thank God. But yeah, they're quick, they're good guys, those fellas. Yeah.
Well, congratulations on a great result. Enjoyed the victory here at Mount Panorama.
Thank you very much, Dave.
David Hinton's just hopped out of his car too. We might come over and grab him. David and Goliath battle, so to speak, if you excuse the pun there. What a great result for you. You really took it up to them too on the opening couple of laps, but it must be very difficult.
It is very difficult. They just drive away from us down the straight, so you really got to get a good run on. And I didn't even see Gary in the distance, so...
And the battle behind you there was a decent gap, so at least you could just concentrate on your racing lines as the race progressed anyway.
Yeah, I was watching them. I made a couple of mistakes where they caught me, but I put my head down and tried to get a bit of a gap.
Well, I know everyone wants to come here and race V8 supercars, or they want to come and race these magnificent GT cars, but what's it like to race a Gemini around Mount Panorama?
It's good fun. Racing and driving anything around here is good fun. It's a little slow up the hill, but it's okay.
Good luck for the rest of your weekend, and well done. Second spot to be absolutely honoured there. Okay, let's go across and catch up with Jeff Proud. He finished in third spot. Jeff, a great result for you. A tough little race. Talk us through it.
Oh, mate, I'm not sure I did finish in third. We'll have a look at that later on. But, mate, yeah, I've been nursing the car for the last 5 or 6 laps because it's been running really hot and starting to ping. So I had to give away a few spots, but, you know, that's the way it goes.
But they tell me the HQ's performed perfectly on the first lap. It's after that everything starts to feel a bit spongy.
Oh, mate, I reckon we're good for about 6 or 7 and we start to get a bit spongy. The pedal gets a bit long, and you know, they're a taxi after all, or asking them to do too much. But anyway, that's all right.
Well, congratulations. We believe you finished on the podium, so take the honour.
I'll take it as I can.
Good on you, Jeff. Well, we're getting close to the 12 hour. Let's head off to Aaron Noonan.